Hey guys, welcome to another session in Zion Lead Academy. I remain your tech instructor and my name is Jenny. Sorry for the long break in transmission, and that's because I've been really preoccupied doing so many things at the same time. But the good news is I'm back. Well, I'm back for now. And I want to apologize in advance for any background noise. I'll try as much as I can to take it off. And that's because I cannot record at midnight when everyone is at rest. This is the only time I have to record and I have to make the best use of it. I promise to do justice to it by taking off the background noise as much as I can. Alright, so without much ado, what are we going to be doing today? Today we're looking at how to create a mail merge for letters. Now, mail merge is actually used for addressing a lot of letters. You have, let's say, 100 letters and you need an address system. Okay, you don't want to prepare these letters individually. You just want to merge one letter across a whole lot of addresses, right? So that's just a simple term of what mail merge is. You can look it up on Google and learn more about it, but we're going to be doing a demo of how we can use a mail merge. Most of us do not even know that we have something like that on Microsoft. But hey, I know we have come across such challenges oftentimes than not. So this is the solution, guys. Just follow my lead, and if you follow carefully, you're going to get it. All right, so let's get down to business. Sorry. Okay, so this is exactly what we want to do. First of all, we go to mailings, then we click on start mail merge, and we choose. Okay, let's use step by step mail merge wizard, right? Okay, so it brings up a mail merge blade, and we're going to follow the step-by-step wizard. So the first thing is starting a document. Now, we want to start a document, for instance, a letter. We want to address or invite so many people to our housewarming party or to a wedding, or we want to give a lot of people the same generic letter, maybe for a job offer of a sort. But for the purpose of this tutorial, what I'm going to be doing, I'm sending my receipt or my invoice to my clients. A whole lot of my customers, they need to pay me up, so I'm going to send or address my invoice to each and every one of them, the same job and everything. So we'll be using just one particular document. And if you can see, you have use current document. That's this document you're seeing here. You could do the manual typing of your letter, right? Okay, or start from a template. It's going to give you the templates, Microsoft templates and all of that. But I don't want to do that either. So what I want to do, I already have my invoice document. It's a template, guys. But let's assume it's an invoice document, a real invoice. Yeah, I have a lot of people who are owing me and they need to pay up. So I need to address a lot of them. So I click on start from existing document. Then I click on open. This is good. Then I select my invoice. Invoice, where are you? Okay, this is good. That's it. You can see my generic invoice, but let's say it's a real invoice. Right. So I want to create a space for my address block. So I click down, down again, and down again. Okay. So you can see from the look and feel, the margin of this particular invoice starts here, but I don't want it to start there. So I just want to adjust the margin a bit. So for us to be able to adjust our margin, actually it doesn't start there. It starts here. You can see that. So when I use my tab, picks it up, I use my tab again, it gives it a shift. I don't like that. So what I want to do is I want to change the margin, and I just use moderate. Moderate is good. This is what I want to use. So I take it up a little bit. Great. Okay, so back to our mail merge, we're in step 2. We have gotten our document. This is our document. So we move on. Then this is the time for us to create our address list. Okay, so if you have an existing address list like I do, sorry, you actually use an existing list. If you have from Outlook, you could click here. But if you want to create a new address list, you click on new. So I'm going to show us how to create a new address list. So you select new by clicking on the radio button for type a new list. Then you could click on create. Then it brings up this address list with a lot of fields. So you start filling up the fields. We have title, Mr. Right? That's great. First name, let's say Jones. Last name, let's say Maduka. Company, Zion Lead. Oh no, his client is Zion Lead. Second is Zion Lead. Company, Microsoft. Yes. Microsoft. Address line to city. Let's use Menlo Park. State, let's say California. I hope the spelling of California is correct. I think it should be California, right? Okay, then zip code. Well, it's gibberish, yeah. All we're doing is gibberish here. So country, USA. And the next, home phone we don't need, work phone we don't need, email address I don't need, and it takes you to the next level. You can actually use your tab to get to the next level, or you create new entry, click on new entry to have more fields, right? You can use the second, Mrs. Let's say Andrew, no, uh, Annie, Williams, Microsoft. Oh, let's say Facebook. Facebook, blah 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 blah. You could just do that. This is just a little demonstration. You could do as much as you can, up to 100, right, and over. But this is just creating a demo on how to use or create your new address lists. After you're done, you can save your address list by clicking on okay, yeah, then it's going to prompt you for you to save. Then you could give it a name and then you click on save. But I already have a saved one, so I won't be doing that. I'll just click on cancel. Yes, cancel. I don't want that. So I'll use the one I had already created for the purpose of this tutorial. So I say use an existing list, and then I browse, and then I click on my new data source. That's what I called it. That's the name I gave to it. So I double click. Now you can see I already have 4. You can have more than 4, but just 4. Right. I have last name G, first name Jones, Mr. You know, company name Zion Lead. All this I had already populated for this particular demonstration. So I click on okay. Now this company name not ought to be Zion Lead, need not ought to be Zion Lead, but let's just leave it as Zion Lead, right? Because I'm Zion Lead and I'm actually sending my invoice to my client. So let's just assume this is Microsoft, this is Facebook, this is Apple, and this is what one of those great names. Yeah, you put a name on that. Okay, so let's say okay. Now we have succeeded in adding our data set. We have written our letter, but there's something we haven't done. We haven't given a conclusion to our letter. Um, so we don't have to start doing that for separate documents. So let's say thank you. Thank you for your time. Then let's scroll down in and say yours faithful. Oh, sorry. Yours faithfully. Journey check. Great. So this is going to appear across all 4 documents. Exactly what we have here is going to appear across 4 documents. So we move on to the next one. So next is our address block. So we click on address block. Now this is exactly what we want to see. We want it to be addressed this way. Mr. Jones G, Zion Lead, First Crystal Street, blah blah blah. But no, this Zion Lead is totally not appropriate. Yeah. So let's say I wasn't supposed to even add it in the first place on in my field. So let's say I made a mistake and I added it. I can still take it off from here. So insert company name, I uncheck that box, so it's gone. But I want the country to reflect here, so I'm going to use always include the country or region in the address. So I click on Nigeria. Yeah, so I think this is good. This is exactly what I want to see. I match my field, everything is okay. That's how I want it to look like. um I check what I have Abuja. I want it to show. Okay, Nigeria, USA. Yeah, I have great people here. So this is good. And I want to take this off. Great, great, great. So I click on OK. You can see your address block is here. All right. Um, then the next thing we want to do is a greeting line. So we click on our greeting line. How do we want to address our clients? We want to address them by their name. So for instance, we have Dear Mr. Rendell. Okay, so let's say we want to use a generic term like to whom it may concern. We could just select to whom it may concern here, and we could use just to, and yeah, just to whom it may concern will be that, right? So but that's not what we want to do. It depends on what you want to do, so you make sure you take a good look at it and you choose your parameters correctly. What I want is dear sir or madam, but it's not going to bring out this sir or madam. It's actually going to address them by their name, so I want to be specific. This is exactly what's going to be generated. Okay, now I want to use dear, not to. Yes, so have dear Mrs. Tosin. Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to. So I click on OK. Great. So I don't want my address block and my greeting line to be on the same line. It's going to look very weird. So I bring it down. I give it space between them, and that's good. So let's preview our letter. Yay! Exactly what we want. So we have Mrs. Eze Tosin living at 54 Wisdom Street, Manitown, Jabi, Abuja with the postal code in Nigeria. And dear Mrs. Tosin, we could actually give a header if we want, but this is cool. This is good. So this is exactly what we want to see. Right, so let's check for the other participants. We have Mr. Philip Monday, we have Mrs. Daniels Mandy, and we have Mr. Jones G. So this is great. Okay, so let's finish up. Let's complete the merge. And for us to complete the merge, let's just click on individual letters, edit individual letters, and you can click on all, select all. If you have a specific number, you can click here, then specify 1 to 2, but we want all, right? Okay, so you can see we have our letters adjusted. Great. So that's the first one. This is to Mrs. Daniel. Right, dear Mrs. Mandy, Mr. Philip, the same body but different address system. Mrs. Eze. And you can see how helpful this is, right? Let's say we have 100 lists. We don't have to type 100 letters and address them differently. All we just need to do is type in our address list and we use the mail merge to merge the address list with the body of the letter. So it's as easy as that, guys. I hope you find this very useful, and like I always say, practice makes perfect. There's so much that Microsoft Word can do for you. There's so much Microsoft Word can do for you. And if you want to stand out in that office, you need to do better than the average office guy or office lady. Okay. All right, thank you so much for your time, and if you do have any questions concerning mail merge, just put it down in the comments area. I'll be glad to receive them and answer. I hope this is as simple as it is for me for you. All right, guys, see you on my next video. Thank you.